See you there.
Thank you, the giant.
Welcome Rotarians and guests to the Rotary Club of York, where our mission is to improve life in the city of York by connecting our club's diverse community leaders through fellowship, action, and service. I am your president, Courtney Piccolo, and as you know, we start off all of our meetings by reciting the four-way test. If you would please join me. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Today, our opening song, America the Beautiful, and the pledge will be led by Cal Weary, followed by the invocation with past President Jackie Summers, and visitor introductions by Leona Rega.
Please join me, Rotarians. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, o'er purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. And the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could you kindly join me in a word of prayer? Eternal God, thank you for this opportunity to gather, and let us reflect on the values that unite us. We're bound by our commitment to service, our dedication to fostering understanding, and in the power of human connection. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from a student from Japan who has spent the last 8 months immersed in our culture and sharing his own. He has demonstrated immense courage, leaving behind the familiar comforts of home to embrace new experiences. It takes great bravery to step into the unknown and to adapt to new environments. May we draw inspiration from his journey. Let us also acknowledge the profound impact of our youth exchange program, which serves as a bridge, bringing together diverse perspectives. Through these exchanges, we build a foundation for peace and cooperation in our world. We give you thanks for this food and for those who have thoughtfully prepared and served it. Now to you we commend this time in gratitude and fellowship. Amen.
Good morning. I'm pleased to have the honor to introduce our guests for today's meeting. When I call your name, would you please stand and remain standing until President Courtney has welcomed you? Angela Merrick, guest of membership. Leo Lopez, guest of membership. Scarlett Barshinger, guest of Youth Exchange. Amber Stockholm, guest of Youth Exchange. Jaleese Stockholm, guest of Youth Exchange. Thomas Stockholm, guest of Youth Exchange. Amy Clark, guest of Youth Exchange. James Clark, guest of Youth Exchange. Kevin Clark, guest of Youth Exchange. Yasmili Sanyet Virola, guest of Youth Leadership. Yaritza Virola Alesia, guest of Youth Leadership. Eric Schlosser, guest of Youth Leadership. Leah Crown, guest of Hannah Cuthbert. Eleni, get Pornaris, guest of Albert Blakely. Thank you. Jordan Kell, guest of Serena Spiezio. And Ada Miller, guest of Jacob Miller III.
On behalf of our Rotary Club, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to all of our visitors today. It's always a pleasure to have new faces join us, whether you are here for the first time or you're returning. Rotary is all about connecting, serving, and making a positive impact in our community and beyond, and we are very excited to have you here with us today. Rotarians, please help me welcome all of our visitors. And now for some announcements. The York Rotary Grants Committee will meet on Friday, May 23rd at 11 a.m. on Zoom. The Membership Recruitment Committee will meet on May 28th at 1:30 at the Country Club of York. And the YERF Board of Directors will also meet on May 28th at 1:30 at the Country Club of York. And at this time, I would like to bring up to the podium Joe Stein, who is the chair of Preserve Planet Earth, and he is going to be presenting you a committee spotlight. And this will be so that he can share awareness of what the PPE committee does, as well as give details on how it ties into our club's mission statement and strategic plan. So, Joe, take it away.
Thank you, President Courtney. As Courtney mentioned, I'm the chair of the Preserve Planet Earth Committee. That's a mouthful, so we fondly refer to it as the PPE Committee. As mentioned, I'm Joe Stein, and if we can go to the first slide that I have, my contact information is going to be up there for you. So I have my email address, my cell phone number. If you're interested in joining, if you have ideas for us, feel free to share at any time. Always happy to entertain interested individuals. We hold our meetings on the second Wednesday of the month, currently via Zoom at 8 a.m. We meet those meetings every month, throughout the year, except for July. We'll skip over to the next slide, please. So our connection to the mission and strategic vision is that PPE works to improve the quality of the overall environment within the city of York, and that's going to be both the human and natural environment. We're active throughout the year. As I mentioned, we engage members, community leaders, youth, and more through planning and activities. Our service projects create meaningful and lasting change. Some of our past projects include our biannual tree planting. We've done that in the spring and fall for many years. Many of you here have helped with that. It's been a wonderful thing. We've recently done the Continental Square upgrades and improvements to Kiwanis Lake. Upcoming projects include the Market Street corridor replacement, which is slated for the fall of this year. We're going to be looking for volunteers for that. That's going to be a wonderful transformative project throughout the downtown corridor and complementary to that which was done at Continental Square. We're currently working with a subcommittee in our group to do a Willis Run walkway. Latisse Brown from the city of York is spearheading that. There's a little stretch of walkway near the Parkway Homes that connects some important neighborhood features that's kind of been neglected. And so we're looking at ways to control trash, limit vegetation, and improve walkability and the waterway there for our community. And then we also have a community impact assessment, which several of our committee members are working on that's seeking to identify the needs of our community rather than our small group focusing or trying to focus on what we think might be important. We're doing a lot of outreach into the community with some other organizations and trying to get an understanding of what really we can do to impact that natural and human environment. What do we need? Well, we need more members. We currently have about 30 with 15 very active in our monthly meetings, but we welcome more. We can create more ideas with more people, we can generate more opportunities, and thus we can make a greater impact for the city of York. Some fun facts about our committee is our monthly meetings are well attended, efficient, and focused. Very rarely do they go over an hour. They usually run about 30 minutes. I chair those, and we do reports through that, and we get them done and over with quickly in respect of everybody's time. And then our committees break out and have follow-up meetings as needed. And our other fun fact is that we are quickly approaching 1,000 trees planted across the city of York. We're in the high 800s now. So as we continue, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Huge thank to Al Sykes, who coordinates a lot of that, and all the individuals here that have helped over the years. Stay tuned as we continue to plant these trees. These Market Street trees will count. And then we get back into our regular cycle in probably 2026. But we definitely want to celebrate that because that will be a momentous occasion. And so with that, again, I'm Joe Stein, the chair of PPE. We look forward to working with you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And now I invite Leanne Wilson to the podium to introduce our students of the month.
So while we do want to recognize two students, unfortunately, Eric Harrison could not join us today due to a personal conflict, but we do have Yasmali Sanyet Virola with us and her mother, Yaritsia Virola Alessia. Did I do okay? I tried. Has joined us today. As we are so used to, these students are just so impressive with all of their work. So her experience or activities is being a member of the National Honor Society, president of the Technology Student Association. She's part of the class advisors for 2026, a STEAM member, and on the book committee as well. She loves to do drawing and loves astronomy and walking. She's on Distinguished Honor Roll and has already received awards. She got second place in level 3 for the Latin American Alliance's 2023 Spanish Literature Contest, and also was the recipient of a Widener University High School Leadership Award. She wants to major in math, specifically applied mathematics, and then minor in finance. And she would like to get her master's degree, and her dream job is a data analyst, which she clearly loves numbers. So here we go.
Hi. So, I'll be talking about an event that recently happened in my life that had a significant impact. Oh, here it is. I always took pride in being a responsive one, the dependable child who never stopped trying, always pushing to accomplish her goals. Like, these traits became core to my identity, and I believed that these traits will carry me through anything. But life has a way of testing these beliefs. One morning, I woke up dizzy and disoriented. I fell, hit my head, and was diagnosed with a concussion. What I thought was a minor step back turned into a long and difficult recovery. My concussion affected my nervous and vestibular systems, meaning that I had difficulty standing, walking, and even thinking clearly, which those became my daily struggles for quite a while. I had to confront limitations that I never thought I had to do at such a young age. I had always pushed through challenges with sheer willpower, but I quickly learned that approach no longer worked. I began to understand that strength is not just about persistence, it's about knowing when to take a pause. Slowing down, I realized it could help me move forward more effectively. During this recovery, I was also diagnosed with anemia. While brought clarity to many unexplained symptoms I thought were merely exhaustion, it also highlighted a painful truth. In my determination to do everything right, school, work, life, I had neglected my physical health. I was giving 100% to everything except the one thing that mattered. That made everything possible, my body. These experiences forced me to reassess what strength and success really mean. I used to think success was about getting through difficult moments no matter what. Now I know it's about knowing not to push and when to rest. I learned that valuing myself means caring for every part of me, not just the part that performs. This experience, while tragic in a way, saved me. It was a wake up call from God. That he was trying to warn me of what could happen. Because I could have even worse consequences if I had found out my underlying conditions the way I did. However, in embracing this new reality, I did succeed in my inner goals and inner strengths. Thank you.
Congratulations again to our Student of the Month. Keep striving for excellence and making a positive impact. We are proud to celebrate your achievements. Rotarians, how about another round of applause? And now I invite Al Blakey to the podium to introduce our program for today.
Greetings. We are in for a treat today. I serve on our Youth Exchange Committee, and I have been our inbound counselor this year for Mamoru Ikebe of Japan, who has been at York Suburban High School, and he has quite a story to tell. First, some context. Youth Exchange is part of Rotary's DNA and is one of the things that Rotary is best known for. Youth Exchange has been part of Rotary for nearly 100 years. In the late 1920s, Rotary clubs in Europe started exchanging students between themselves. In the 1950s, after the devastation of Europe and Asia during World War II, the U.S. Department of State, during the Eisenhower administration, worked with Rotary to develop a program of public diplomacy, specifically to strengthen relationships between our country and other nations. In 1958, the school year-long Rotary Youth Exchange Program was formalized at a Rotary Governors Assembly in Lake Placid, New York. Rotary Youth Exchange has been going strong ever since. Each year, there are about 9,000 students somewhere else in the world as part of Rotary Youth Exchange. Now, making this happen in real life are the host families. They take our exchange students in and treat them like their own kids. Mamoru's host parents and host siblings are here today, and I would like the Clark family, the Stockholm family, and the Klein family each to stand up. There were introductions, but I want you to know why they're here. So the Clarks, the Stockholms, and the Kleins, you will hear more about from Mamoru, but I would like our club to thank them for coming and thank them for everything you've done for and with Mamoru this year. Now, the Clarks and the Stockholms have hosted multiple times. The Kleins were first-timers, and they've already said they will do it again. If you are curious about hosting, talk with them later. Hear about the work and the joys that are all part of hosting. Now, some context specific to Mamoru. At the beginning of the year, he asked his science and his math teachers for extra work. And he would go to school early most days to do the extra work. Everybody does that, right? Mamoru's parents want him to be a medical doctor. Mamoru wants his younger brother to become the medical doctor because Mamoru wants to study physics and do quantum computing. They're going to have to work that out somehow. I was surprised to learn that the demands of Mamoru's academic program at home left him no time for sports or other school activities. And here, from the outset, Mamoru sought to participate in every school activity possible. You're going to hear about a very busy year, but to describe it in 2 words, I would say all in. Scott Krauser, please stand up. If you don't know Scott, he is a member of our club and the superintendent of the York Suburban School District. Scott, please convey our thanks to your staff, your teachers, and your students for the experiences that they have made possible for Mamoru. I find it amazing to think that 80 years ago right now, the US and Japan were still at war. And we all know the grim anniversaries that are coming in August. Yet here we are today, and you are going to hear a public diplomacy success story. Mamoru is a little nervous, but I told him this is a friendly room. We have also suggested that he talk a little more slowly than usual and to separate his words. Let's see how he does. Members and guests of Rotary, please welcome Mamoru Ikebe.
Hello everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Mamoru Ikebe, and I'm an inbound exchange student from Japan and came from District 2610. Thank you for giving me such a nice opportunity to share my experiences. I'm looking forward to having a good time. I'm going to introduce myself. I was born January 6, 2008, and 17 years old now. I'm good at mathematics, physics, and I like astronomy. I plan to go to Japanese university and study quantum computers. I used to go to swimming lessons, but which is not difficult. It was just once per week, and I belonged to the Go Club in my high school. It is a traditional Japanese sport game, and we compete with stones to get more territories than the other player. Basically, we only can play 2 players. I'd like to talk about my family. This is my father and mother, younger sister and younger brother. My parents work as a land and house investigators, and younger brother really likes video games and play baseball, and he also goes to swimming lessons. And my younger sister, she used to play ballet, but she quit it and focuses on studying these days. Yeah. Okay. This is my hometown. My hometown is Kanazawa, and it is bigger than York. So the population is 460,000 people. I live 10 minutes away from this Kanazawa station. And this station is one of the best stations in Japan, and it was nominated as the most clean station in the world. And this Kanazawa Castle is also a best place for travelers. And we can enjoy 4 seasons. During spring, all cherry blossoms cover all around the town. It's so beautiful. By contrast, heavy snow sometimes comes to my hometown. And from my perspective, my hometown is much warmer than York. Next, let me tell about my high school. It is Serio High School and has 1,575 students. And the future of this high school is divided into 3 courses: A course, B course, P course. And they are well known as sports high school. And they released Hideki Matsui. He was a member of New York Yankees, and he was well known as Godzilla. And this high school released Keisuke Honda. He played World Cup 5 times in a row as a member of Team Japan. And my high school color is blue and yellow. Okay. In addition, I will talk about why I became an exchange student. I had main 3 reasons. First, I like baseball. I would like to watch MLB games and play on the high school baseball team. Why don't I play in the Japanese high school baseball team? My high school divided 3 courses and they only accept students from P course. So, and they are athlete students, not students athlete. Yeah. Second, I was rejected by the high school that I wanted to go because of my English skills. So I would like I will use my English. I will use English to apply college. So I needed to improve my English skills. Especially my mother said it's going to be the same result if you do the same thing. It literally pushed my back, and I decided to be an exchange student. And third, I would like to broaden my horizons. When I was in Japan, I just study every day, and it shaped my vision. So I decided to make a change. I'm going to talk about my exchange year from this page. August 31st, 2024, everything was changed when I hopped at Chicago. Everything is big, airport, roads, land, and people. I was excited and loved the atmosphere with Americans, but I was a little bit nervous. And after 15 hours flight, Yates family and the Clark family celebrated with me. Sorry about this picture, yeah. Okay. I will introduce my 3 host families. The first host family, Clark family. Amy, James, Kevin, who is in NC State, Jeffrey and Brian, who are in Yokosuka High School, and their dog, Falco. They like fishing, golf, and football, and we celebrated Thanksgiving together. This is a picture from when we visit North Carolina. It was a nice trip, and this is from when I walked through the school ground with James and Amy for homecoming. It was a nice experience. Second family, Stockholm family. Thomas, Amber, Dries, and Byron. Amber and Dries were outbound exchange students. Amber went to Denmark 1996 to 97, and Dries went to Slovakia from 2022 to 23. And she's a student of Penn State of York. Thomas is from Denmark, and Amber and Thomas knew each other when she was an exchange student. I loved this wallpaper in their house, which has all of the exchange students' picture and tons of Legos collection. Third family, Klein family, Jean, Azizer, Aya, Odette, Gwen, Spanik, and Quizer. Aya is an outbound exchange student in District 4640 in Brazil, and Odette is going to the University of New Haven starting this summer. Aziza is from Morocco. Spanik and Quizer were named from the universe. Spanik is the name of the satellite which was launched by the Soviet Union. Quizer is the name of a black hole. I went to Yokosuka High School. They have 4 quarters and 2 terms from the middle of August to the end of May. But Japanese high school is from April to March. I'm gonna talk about my school activity. It is one of the big events in my high school. It was sponsored by Penn State and held to raise money for research cancer. And it was known as FTK for the kids. We raised $36,000 this year, and the future of this event is to remain standing for 10 hours. But we have some fun activities like eating competitions and dance floor. And I remember ice cream and wings and watermelon eating competition was held at midnight. But my friends ate a pack of ice cream and 20 wings in 2 minutes. It was unbelievable. It is my most favorite event, homecoming. We don't have such events in Japan. It was spectacular, fabulous, and gorgeous. We had so many events throughout the week, such as pep rally, football game, and homecoming dance party. Every exchange student becomes a homecoming coat, so I enjoyed the week as a representative of students. I thought the dance party is just to go to the dance floor and dance, but we went to the picture place, ate dinner, and go dance party and after party. So it was more fun than I expected, but at the same time, I felt it was dangerous, especially when I was in the after party. Yeah. I made so many new friends throughout this event, so I really appreciate my high school. We have 3 school dance parties during the year, which is homecoming, snowcoming, and prom. This is from, and it is basically for juniors and seniors to celebrate seniors graduation. And I went to the prom with this girl who was nominated as prom queen. So, and fortunately, I walked across the dance floor, both homecoming and prom at the same year. I remember everybody yelling my name and walking with cheerings. I have a video. It was the best moment in my teenage life. I'm 17 and have 3 more years of teenage years, but I don't think I'll be involved in such a moment again. I really appreciate them and those events. In addition, I was a member of a swimming team in this winter. I did not plan to swim again because I hated swimming and quit it when I was young. But my friends invited me and needed more swimmers, so I joined it. But at the beginning of December, coach got a call. The pool smelled so bad, and it's foggy. At first, we are happy, and both captains in the team took a picture with a smile in front of the pool, in front of the door to the pool deck, and sent it to the coach. And nobody expected it would be a big problem, but it drove us on the long journey. The pool has not been fixed yet. We protested at the school board meeting, and some of us made a speech. The video is on YouTube. If you are interested in, I recommend you watch it. Yeah, it was a nice experience because we usually protest indirectly in Japan, but I made a speech and I also protested. Fortunately, they raised $30,000, but it's not enough to fix completely. Speaking of the year's team is no pool, no program. We won Sasuke Hanok, West York, Dover, and New Oxford without a pool. The boys team and the girls team became the division champion, so we proved no pool, no program during the season. It was a great season in a while. This is our team t-shirts, and I really love these t-shirts. My best moment in the season, My best moment in the season was when we beat Dover. Girls team won just 1 point behind last year, so we understood the meet will be not easy. But we had to win that meet because it was the first and last home meet and was senior night against our rival team. And in fact, it was a nice seesaw meet. We just led a little bit before the last race, so there was a possibility that we would lose. At last, we won over Dover and were almost the division champions. Why do I like the swimming team so much? Because I love their traditions. First, we have to dress up for the day for the away meet. The last head coach said that we have to be nice because we would use other schools' facility, and it lead to win for us. But it's not easy for me because every swim meet was away, and I didn't bring so many nice clothes. I like this tradition. Yeah. Second, we hold a party the day before the swim meet. It's called pasta party, and every grade brought different food. Like senior brought pastas, junior brought drinks, and sophomore brought desserts, like that. Yeah. Because the meet is held at least once per week, so we had a party every week. And it was a picture from when we held a Halloween party at school. Third, this is the best one for me. We held an overnight party after the season was over, and the boys team and the girls team TP'd each other at night. But we got permission from every family and we finished by 10 p.m. No problem. In conclusion, those events made our friendship stronger and I love them as well as families. Obviously, I played baseball in this season. I think some of them know York Suburban High School's baseball team is not good. Unfortunately, they just won twice out of 20 games last season. And but the head coach was changed in this season. I was nervous because most professional baseball teams which changed the head coach would end up with worse result next year. But he changed my bias. We won 5 games and were prized for the sportsmanship award first time in 10 years. And my baseball season did not go well because I fractured my ring finger and knuckle. So and half of my season was gone. But I always say that I wanted to play baseball again. In fact, nobody agreed with my opinion. Because I did not fix it completely, and the insurance may not work if I re-injure. But my dream came true at the last game of the season. Coach allowed me to play as a runner and I scored. I have a clip. Next one. I'm in the second base.
Curtis!
As a result of these activities, I got high five award from swimming coach, and I got the sportsmanship award from baseball coach. This is my award. In addition, I was a member of Masona Society of York Suburban High School and joined the Physics Olympics. This is a picture from the mousetrap car I made it. And the team was 6th place out of 23 teams. I had a nice time with my teammate. I also joined Science Olympiad, and our tower was the 2nd place in religion, and I got a nice silver medal. I will talk about activities with Rotary. I went to see the Phillies game at Citizens Bank Park with my counselor, Albert. I really appreciate him because it was my first time to watch MLB game and everything was huge. I was excited for everything. And the best moment was when Kyle Schwarber hit the solo home run. I watched the game snacking peanuts. I love that American style. I want to be there again. The picture with the yellow t-shirts is from the volunteer activity when we planted trees in downtown York. It was a nice activity. And this is the picture when we had the inbound students overnight party at the first time, and we stayed Yates family's house. I went to New York twice on a school trip and a Rotary trip, and I watched MJ musical show. It was really nice, and I got these pins. They're my favorite ones. I joined the Christmas party with other exchange students, and we hold a Halloween party. And we went to Philadelphia twice. I'm gonna talk about my culture shock. First, bless you. I was surprised when they said bless you after I sneezed because we don't do that in Japan. My teacher told me that it was strange not to say anything after someone sneezed. And I agree this opinion. I would like to do that in Japan too. Second, I think most culture shocks were in high school. We move every class, we don't have so many school rules, we say pledge of allegiance and short break. There are so many differences between American high school and Japanese high school. It can include high school culture shock. I was shocked by the driving age in Pennsylvania, especially since we can come to school with a car. The driving age in Japan is 18 and most Japanese high school don't allow students to come to school with a car. And fourth, American food. First, curse words. I have studied English for 8 years since elementary school, but I have never seen the sentences with curse words. So it is one of my obstacles when I talk with Americans. But I understand parts of them, but it's not easy for me. 6, I feel Americans are so friendly and struggle with their greeting, such as, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How about you? Good, thanks. I didn't understand when I first heard it, so why do they ask each other their conditions. But I like this tradition. Yeah. In addition, it is one of my culture shock. I really like their activities such as paint walls, gold out, blackout, and pink out. I'm so missing football games. I especially love the marching band shows, and this is a picture from the basketball final game was held at Giant Center. I enjoyed high school sports this year. Finally, I will talk about my struggles. First, American food upset my stomach so many times, especially after I ate pizza. Second, I struggled with transportations because there are some hills between my house and high school. I used to go to my high school by bicycle, but it's not easy to use bicycle in York. And this is the biggest issue in my exchange program. My mother developed ABM last October and she collapsed. ABM is a rare birth defect in the brain. In fact, I did not feel upset and sad because I didn't see my mother hurting. And fortunately, she completely recovered, but I feel strange because I don't even understand how the thing was so serious. So, this is my exchange year and I think it was successful. I don't think I made any mistakes. Finally, I appreciate all Rotarians who helped me during this year. Thank you for listening to me today. Yes. Is there any questions?
Thank you for that wonderful presentation. I want to hear about your flair, the back of your jacket. You said your favorite pins, but can you explain a little more about all of your flair?
About this flair?
Yeah.
I think I got this flair from church dance activity. Stockholm family is Moran, so I went to church with them and we went to dance party maybe 2 times or 3 times, and yeah, this dance party was Hawaiian and everybody wear this flare and I put this on my blazer. I like it. Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions?
Well, that was an outstanding presentation, and I compliment you, and I'm glad you had such a wonderful year.
Thank you.
I'm only going to say that when I was in high school, a very long time ago, the first year that Japan sent foreign exchange students to this country was in 1958-59. And our family was lucky enough to host a little boy named Eisuke Sakakibara. Do you know that name?
Yeah.
Dr. Yuan.
Yeah, I have my friends who named Eisuke.
Well, this man is very famous in Japan. He's one of the senior economic people in Japan, and he's known in Japan as Dr. Yuan. You may have heard him on the radio or seen him on television, but that's something that you may look up to because that group of Japanese students were absolutely outstanding students.
Thank you.
And he has risen to the high. He became a professor, doctor, and a professor in Japan. He's retired now, but I think he's still on the radio and on television. So you have something to look forward to for your visit to New York.
Thank you. Any other questions?
That was really fun, really
you.
great. What are you going to do when you go home?
I have to go to Japanese high school 1.5 years, and I finish my high school, and maybe I will focus on studying again because Japanese university is really difficult to enter. So, and I will decide to go to Japanese university, or if my parents say okay, I want to come back here. Yeah,
Albert was correct in describing your presentation as a real treat. So thank you very much for that. It was a lot of fun. I was particularly interested in your comparisons between education in Japan and in the United States. And I'm curious as to, based on your observations, what recommendations would you make as to how education in the United States could be improved?
I think they should not allow students to use phone in the school. My high school doesn't allow students to use phone, especially just if I open the phone in the school, the teacher grab me and yeah, we gotta go teacher's room. Yeah, they should do in this country. It was one of my culture shock. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
So what is the food that you like miss the most since you were here?
Oh, sushi and ramen. I'm really missing them.
What will you miss the most from America when you go back home?
I think everything. I can't choose like baseball, swimming, dance party. We don't have dance party in Japan, so it was really nice. Yeah, and yeah, everything in this country. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Mamoru, you're very impressive. It has been a pleasure having you here these last 8 months, and we hope the experiences that you've had will stay with you forever and that you'll always carry a little piece of York with you. Please don't be a stranger. Come back and visit us anytime. You are now our forever Rotary family. So another round of applause for a really great presentation. As you all know, instead of giving the speakers a gift, we purchase a book and we ask them to sign the book plate and we donate it locally. This week's book will be donated to William Penn High School in York City, along with a bookmark made by the students at Creative York. Our speakers next week will be Susan Burns and Rotarian Frank Dittenhafer. They will be presenting the design for the new Four Chaplains Memorial planned for Veterans Memorial Park in York City. Susan Burns, founder of the Burns Health Education Center and former York County Commissioner, initiated the project to honor the heroic story of the Four Chaplains. Frank Dittenhafer, president of Murphy and Dittenhafer Architects, brings over 40 years of award-winning design experience, including numerous notable projects in York. Together, Frank and Susan aim to create a meaningful tribute that symbolizes unity, sacrifice, and enduring legacy of veterans. Their presentation will highlight the memorial's vision, design, and significance to the York community. This meeting is now adjourned.